A very beautiful good morning, all of you. Today we are going to learn science chapter number 13, natural disaster or calamities. Read lesson. Then you understand this. Natural phenomena that damage life and property on earth, along with bringing about changes in the landforms and water bodies, are termed as natural disaster. Sometimes natural disasters are also caused due to drastic climatic and weather changes. Earthquake, volcano, cyclone, tsunami, flood, wildfires, drought are some example of natural disaster. First we talk about earthquakes. The shaking of the ground and earth's crust due to internal changes and disturbances is called tremor. Some tremors are so strong that they cause buildings, bridges, and other structures to collapse. The scientific study of earthquake is called seismology. Seismology means Greek word seismo means earthquake and logy means study of. Remember this point. Now we talk about how to measure earthquakes. The Richter scale is used to measure the intensity of earthquakes. It named after its developer Charles Richter. Charles Richter developed this in 1935. The Richter scale is marked from level 1 to 10 at the epicenter. The point on the Earth's surface directly above which is interior part of the Earth's crust rupture is called the epicenter. The intensity of earthquake is felt only beyond the level of 3.5 on the scale. Earthquakes which strike beyond 7 on the Richter scale are considered massive and highly devastating. Now, effects of earthquakes. Earthquake cause immense damage and destruction of life and property. Buildings, parks, roads, railways, bridges, dams, some structures sometimes collapse. Landslides, flash flood, wildfires are harmful effects of earthquakes. The surface of the earth also gets deformed, creating major changes many a times. Tsunami and tidal waves come because of earthquake. Immediate step to be taken. What you should do? One should run outside into the open. One should not enter her or his building immediately after the earthquake. If in a building, then one should stand in the corner of the room, safeguarding their head with their arms. If traveling, one should stop and stand aside in the open away from trees. It is new topic for you. Let's revise it again.
Movement we feel on the surface of Earth. Let's see the definition. An earthquake is defined as the sudden shaking of the surface of Earth due to violent movements or vibrations inside the Earth. Our Earth is made up of many layers. The inner two layers, the inner core and outer core, are very hot. Our Earth also has tectonic plates, and these tectonic plates are in constant motion. The movement of these tectonic plates is driven by heat within the Earth. During an earthquake, the tremors that are formed due to the movement of tectonic plates, when the movement is very sudden, an earthquake is formed. So, a tremor travels from the interior to the surface of Earth. As you can see here, probably the tectonic plate movement was very sudden, and due to this, the tremor has traveled to the surface and caused a crack. And this is an earthquake. There are two important terms: focus, the point underground where the disturbance occurs first, and epicenter is the point on Earth's surface which lies above the focus. Let's take a look at what these are. As you can see, the focus is the point where the earthquake has originated. This is where the tectonic movement was very sudden and therefore it formed a crack. Now, right above the focus is the epicenter. Now that we know what an earthquake is, let's see how to measure it. The measuring of an earthquake is done with the help of a seismograph. It detects the strength of the waves. Let's see what a seismograph looks like. This is a seismograph. Its parts are: there's a base. The base is always fixed. There's a weight. The movement of this weight during the earthquake will determine the waves. Here's a rotating drum. Around the rotating drum is paper. So as and when the vibrations will occur, the needle here that is attached to the weight will show us the vibrations by drawing them on the paper that is rolled around the rotating drum. Let's see a seismogram. What is a seismogram? The pattern obtained by seismograph, the pattern that is obtained as we saw by the seismogram, is known as a seismogram. Okay, let's see what a seismogram looks like. Here, this is what a seismogram looks like. The needle is drawing these patterns and then a seismogram is formed. It helps us to determine the Richter value of the earthquake. The intensity of an earthquake is measured by a Richter scale, and this Richter scale will give us certain Richter values. If the Richter value is 3, the earthquake cannot be felt. If the Richter value is between 3 and between 4 and 5, we'll feel tremors. And if the Richter value is greater than 7, the earthquake has a capacity to destroy entire cities. So we have to be very careful if the Richter value is greater than 7. Let's move on. The effects of an earthquake. Shaking of building. This shaking will occur if the building is resisting the movement of the ground. As you can see, the ground is moving here, but because the building is resisting this movement, it is moving in backward direction. Earthquake can also cause collapsing of a building. See here, the earth vibrated a bit and then the building collapsed. So an earthquake is very, very dangerous. It also causes landslides in hilly areas. If you don't know what a landslide is, landslide occurs when the soft soil or the soft earth on the surface cannot keep hold of the ground below it and therefore it slides. Can you see how the earth is sliding here? Along with the trees, it is sliding. This is known as a landslide. It can also trigger a tsunami in oceans and lakes. Tsunami is a natural disaster we are going to study. Let's see. So, what has happened here is due to the tectonic plate movement, this part of land has tried to move above this part of land. And this sudden movement has caused an upward wave over here. And this will give rise to a tsunami. Earthquake can also lead to fire in case of damage to power lines. What are the precautions we can take? We can make our buildings quake safe. Let's see what these are. See, in this case, the building is not resisting the earthquake. A special technology was developed in Tokyo where the base of the building had very tiny wheels. So in case of an earthquake, these tiny wheels moved along with the earthquake to a certain distance. And therefore, the building did not resist the movement and hence it did not collapse. Interesting, right? We also have to evacuate buildings and move to an open space. Very necessary, because if the building is not quake safe, then it can collapse any time. And to prevent this, we have to evacuate the building and move to an open space. We should not use escalators or lifts because they can stop anytime or they can have a power failure and cause a fire. So it's very dangerous. Do not use them. The technique that is suggested all around the world by the governments is drop, cover, and hold. It means that first you drop down and you search for a place like a table or probably a bed that can save you from the collapse of very heavy materials on your head. Cover in this case means two things: cover your head and also cover your entire body with the help of a table or a bed. And then you just have to hold on till the earthquake disappears.
I hope you understand it. If not, you just see video again. Thank you.